There is shocking video footage that has resurfaced now where Kamala Harris is speaking at Chicago Ideas, something like that. That's what the boxes in front of her say. But this is shocking video footage that absolutely exposes Kamala Harris for, basically just being a bad person, and most importantly, illiberal and not progressive. That's probably the most important takeaway from this. So we've talked about all of the insane things that Kamala Harris has done, whether it be, maintaining the, illegalization of marijuana and laughing at her Republican opponents supporting legalizing recreational marijuana, keeping a man in jail who's deemed innocent based on technicality, trying to do that with another innocent person, going after sex workers, etc., etc. There's a long list. Defending three strikes law, defending the death penalty. The list is literally never ending. So it's really tough for me to repeat everything here. But a big problem is that she would prosecute the parents of children who were truant. Now, I think it's something like more than 3 unexcused absences. And in California, any unexcused absence is absolutely insane. You really do have to call in, even if you have to make some shit up and just say you were sick. Unexcused absences are like the plague. You really cannot have those because school attendance here in California is really strong like that. It's really insane. And it's pretty crazy because, letters get sent out and they threaten court. They threaten to take you to court. And it's a pretty scary process. So she's going to mock people who essentially are trying to fight against the prison industrial complex. Look at this.
I have friends like Eva Patterson. Okay, so I say with all love and warmth that part of the concern also for people who are progressive thinking and liberal-minded, or just progressive thinking in terms of just fix it, is that we all have these posters in our closet that is attached to a stick that we sometimes will card out when we're talking about criminal justice policy and those statistics that you first heard when we opened it up, incarceration. And we run around with these signs, build more schools, less jails. Build more schools, less jails. And we walk around everywhere, build more schools, we protest, build more schools, less jails. Put money into education, not prisons. There's a fundamental problem with that approach, in my opinion, and it's this. I agree with that conceptually, but you have not addressed the reason I have 3 padlocks on my front door. So part of the discussion about reform of criminal justice policy has to be an acknowledgement that crime does occur, and especially when it is violent crime and serious crime. Well, there should be a broad consensus that there should be serious and severe and swift consequence to crime.
After watching that, there's no way that you can even really consider her a liberal because she's directly in opposition to what she deems liberal thinking, which is people saying more schools, less prisons. Now, there's a big problem here as well, which is like this stupid straw man where she talks about child molesters and stuff like that, and she said that in other times too, as if people are not serious about cracking down on those kinds of crimes. But the problem is the system that breeds other types of crimes. Those kinds of things are very serious and they're taken very seriously. But things like drug crimes, especially with the drug war going on, there's a huge prison industrial complex, and there's a school to prison pipeline, and she is perpetrating it. She is defending that system, and she has worked, a lot of her professional life to perpetuate that system, which is largely against black people, which is the most insane thing about, someone announcing on MLK Day to make really make a statement and send out a message about being pro-black when you spent the, big chunk of your professional career, just terrorizing the lives of black families. So there should be more schools, and we should have more focus on bettering the lives of people, because not doing that continues the system that we're in right now. And there's this is a really dumb, tough on crime mentality to have that doesn't work, doesn't fucking do anything, because it maintains the system. There's no change in the system. So you're going to have people, and by the way, jailing the parents of students who are truant is the dumbest fucking idea possible for so many reasons. First of all, it should never be to that extent. But number two, there are a lot of reasons for kids not going to school, and there's also not, necessarily in every case that just because you're missing a certain amount of days of school means you're performing poorly. And it also comes down disproportionately on, people who are poor and minorities. So it doesn't make any sense. And the fact that she's mocking this, that we need to have and guys, I have a core belief, and this is something that exists with a lot of people, that the best way to target crime is through economics and poverty. So if you are to, fuck up poverty, and if you are to lower the shit out of that, I think that you lower crime. That's what I think. I generally do. And so when you talk about having more schools and more schooling, the point should be is that, you get people who are, I don't know, what she would deem to be likely to go into the realm of doing whatever crime she's talking about. You are to prevent that from happening by, giving them things like school and things to live for and to be on the right track. And so that's the whole point of the, more schools, less prisons type of thing. And so when you are outright against that, in fact, you're mocking it and laughing at it and making it a joke, you're not liberal, you're not an acceptable left-wing candidate, and most importantly, you're a piece of shit.